He said it was love. He blamed you. But the real reason he hurt you was power.
Finally, case file number 6, and the answer to the question so many of you have been waiting for. Why did he do it? It almost feels like Christmas, doesn't it? Except this gift is just more manipulation. But it is a gift that has to be unwrapped. I'm Emma, a medical doctor, a survivor of domestic violence and narcissistic abuse. Welcome to the Abuse Case Files episode number 6. So to answer this question, I had to go deep undercover. So I found your man. Yes, your man. It wasn't hard to track him down. Local pub, lunchtime. He looked like a bum, unshaven and tired. He must have been good looking once. He still thinks he is. When he found out that it was questions about you, he got nervous. He started muttering about not having any money to pay you back. He thought I was a lawyer. But when he realized that it wasn't about any legal stuff, he vanished for a few minutes. And then he came back a changed man, clean-shaven and wearing a jacket. It was quite a transformation. So let's see what I wrote down when I asked him the question, why did you treat your ex so badly? This is what he said. I only go for the best, but she was a phony. She lied to me, said she would love me forever. But she wasn't who I thought. She had no sympathy. She moved on and left me to fend for myself. My life wasn't supposed to be like this. If only I had had a chance to go to university. If my parents had just pushed me, things would have been different. Yeah, it took some effort to get this confession. And I had to drink him under the table and use some truth serum as well. And this is when my handwriting gets messy. All right, I just want the good things in life, what everyone else wants. But I'm not built for all that relationship stuff. Can't deal with her needs, that's why. I call myself the ultra. Makes it easier to feel like this isn't wrong. I mean, why wouldn't you take the best deal in life? Maximum pleasure, minimal effort. I get loyalty, sex, attention, admiration, and all I have to give is the illusion of love. Seems fair. Emotions are messy. People with empathy are predictable. And if she breaks down, that's her problem. That's when I stopped writing. That's when I knew this wasn't a mistake. It was a strategy.
And when can we meet again?
That's when I made my exit. That's about as far as we will get by listening to the words of an abuser. Because the real answers lie not in his excuses, but in the facts. What did he want from you? Intimacy, support, services, loyalty, truth, obedience, sacrifice, love, devotion, time, energy, compassion, forgiveness, an outlet for his frustration. What did he give? A large investment at the start, love bombing. Then as little as he could get away with. He couldn't be bothered to give of himself. He only gave to get. He wanted an unbalanced relationship. Would you have agreed to this deal if he had been honest? You'll do all the chores. You'll listen to me without question. You'll never complain. You'll be punished if you displease me. I'll scream at you, call you names, destroy your things. I'll think of ways to hurt you, just to feel powerful. In return, I'll give you just enough to stop you from leaving. I'll confuse your sense of self until you settle for less and less. Will you agree to this relationship? Let's take a poll. Just press 1 for yes and 2 for no. Oops, darling, you pressed the wrong digit. Let me fix that. The counterpart doesn't want this relationship, so the abuser tricks her. He manipulates, flatters, and traps her in the abusive cycle. But what about diagnosis? What if he's a narcissist or a psychopath? or if he just can't help it. Let's cut through the confusion. Personality disorder means that the view you have of yourself and others is disordered. These persons cannot form healthy and functioning relationships. A narcissistic personality disorder means that you think that you are special, that you should have special treatment. You are hypersensitive to criticism, and you have no empathy for other people. A person with an antisocial personality disorder, often called psychopathy, also lack empathy, but they are not concerned with appearances. They will break social norms, rules, and even laws to get what they want. And then there are abusers who don't meet any diagnostic criteria. They abuse behind closed doors where no one sees. Do these people have a choice? Yes. Because they act differently when they know that there are consequences. And they act differently when there is something to gain from it for them. They choose themselves over you again and again. And some of them even enjoy your pain. Narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, or antisocial personality disorder, psychopathy, they are not insanity defenses in the court of law. They are still 100% responsible for their choices and actions. Let's lay out the facts. He lured you in with the love bomb. He chose you for your kindness and your empathy. He trapped you in the abusive cycle. He confused your perceptions with manipulations. He didn't care about the consequences to your body and your mind. And he did all this to rule, to get everything while giving nothing.
That bastard. This case is closed. He's going away for life.
But your case is just opening. This insight may be the first step toward breaking free. Tomorrow we'll talk about how to do that. But today, let's reflect. Today's reflective questions. What benefits did he gain from the imbalance in your relationship? What are the long-term consequences of living life the way he does? Does understanding his psychology help your healing? Why or why not? You are worth so much more than he gave. That's the truth he always feared you'd discover. That's why he confused you, manipulated you, kept you small. But here's the truth. You are an incredible soul. You are generous, warm, empathic, creative, curious, open, and so much more. And if you're still watching, you are also resilient, and you got a little bit of dark humor, and those are beautiful things. I am sorry you were captured by someone who wanted the most vibrant bird in the forest, only to clip her wings and cage her. Even if you're not yet physically free, your mind is beginning to break out, your thoughts are beginning to soar, and your soul is learning to find its own sustenance, instead of waiting for crumbs from someone who never had more than a pinky finger in the relationship.
If this episode helped you understand why he did it, my new ebook, How Could He, will help you understand what it did to you and how to take your life back. It's not just a guide to abuse, it's a map to healing, written both from a clinical perspective and from personal survival. We go deep into the hidden manipulation tactics, why you stayed and why that does not mean that you're weak, the anger, the grief, and the identity crash after leaving, how to rebuild your mind, your sense of self, and your future. If you're ready to break out of the emotional prison, this book is for you. You find the link in the description below. Thank you for being here and showing up for yourself again and again. I am Emma, holding up a light over the bridge. Remember, there is always a way out. There is always a way forward. Please be safe, take care, and have a great day.